So I'd like to talk about something today that's very close to my heart, something that I hold very dear as it's affected me personally, and that is hangovers. Hangovers are the number one cause of feeling down in this country. If you're feeling down, chances are you've got a hangover, and that's just the way of the world. So if you're young and you go out regularly drinking with friends, then there's nothing wrong with that, you know. It's just that you're going to get a hangover eventually, and that will make you reconsider and question everything you know in life. It will change things dramatically. And I have some terrible news. It just gets worse as you get older. So that's something you've really got to take into consideration. I'm 36 now. I was quite a heavy drinker from a very young age, and I enjoyed myself. It was great. I had some very happy memories from those outings, shall we say. But I'm 36 now, and it's unbearable. I just cannot have a drink now without getting a hangover. And so it's my duty, I feel, to inform the next generation and say, just be cautious, because one day you will go out with friends, you will have a fantastic time, and the next day you will wake up feeling like you have a lorry parked on your head. And that's just the truth of it. My stepson, for instance, who has always been able to just wake up the following morning and do anything he wants. He never had hangovers. He had his first one this weekend, and he said it's getting worse. And I tried giving him good advice. I tried to lighten the blow and say, it's okay, everyone goes through that, it's something that happens, and it'll get better again. But it won't. There's no coming back from that, It's just, once it starts to take hold of you, it's got hold of you, and there's no coming back. Now, I applaud people that still go into pubs and drink every weekend, sometimes through the week, and enjoy that lifestyle, because it's something that I've just had taken from me, in the same way that depression has at the moment taken my job and everything from me, which is very, very frustrating. But I'd like to think that if alcohol were an option, then maybe I could just get drunk every day and blank the depression out for a while. But it's not an option, and by the way, don't do that, because that was a joke. It's not. You can't block depression out with alcohol, because alcohol itself is a depressant, so never ever do that. But I would like to think that if I didn't have hangovers, then that would be an option for me during the course of the day. Sadly, it's not, so that's upsetting. And it seems these days, as you get older, it seems everything that you enjoyed when you're young and when you're in your physical peak, that just becomes less obtainable, and less. You become less resilient, and it's really frustrating. I used to go out every weekend, Friday and Saturday night. I'd go out Friday night. Chances are I wouldn't go home till Sunday night, except to maybe just take a shower and then get out again. But that's a life that I absolutely cannot sustain. Even if I tried to, even if I wanted to, it's impossible. I have 2 beers and I get a mini hangover. Anything more than that, and I've got a full-on, big-time hangover that will just incapacitate me for at least 24 hours following the last drink, or following the point at which I fall asleep. So, and sometimes it can last longer as well. So don't think that you at 36 or beyond that, you can, or maybe even in your young 30s, that you can know that you're going to have a hangover and just think, do you know what, I'm just going to have a fantastic night tonight, and then I'll deal with the hangover tomorrow morning. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you get a hangover for 2 or 3 days. My hangovers personally are absolutely just catastrophic. They just make me bedbound for at least, if I've had a proper session, then at least 2-3 days. Recently had a week off work when I was working for that very instant. I realised the next day that I'd been drinking for 12 hours, so quite a long drinking session. And obviously I didn't realise that at the time. It was only the following day when I was absolutely just rolling about on the floor, just being a useless worm. And I then realised, wow, I got to that party at 12 o'clock midday and I didn't leave there until midnight, and I was drinking from start to finish. But yeah, I've left that job now because of my depression, so that's sucks. But there you go, one of those things. But yeah, I'd like to say to the next generation that it's not something that's going to pass. It's not something that gets better. It's not a low point in your life that comes and goes. It's not from that point onwards. From, I'd say, maybe it will hit in between 30s and 40s, and then for the rest of your life you've got bad hangovers. And that's another one of these things that just drops away from you, like your age, your beauty. It all gets stripped away from you, just as hangovers strip the fun out of going out and having a few drinks. And if you can tolerate it, if you're a person that says, do you know what, I can tolerate these hangovers, I can deal with them and get up the following morning and go out for a walk or something to deal with them, then good for you. You stand a chance at actually being able to drink in your 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. But if you're like me, where you just end up useless worming on the floor, then you are screwed. There is no way you're going to look at alcohol the same way again and think, this is a good idea, I'm going to have lots of alcohol tonight and there'll be no repercussions. It doesn't work like that anymore. You're not in your 20s anymore. It can't continue, and it's infuriating. But it's my duty to let you know that is the way of the world. That is the way that goes. So I wish I could still drink like I used to. In my 20s, I had a great time. So much fun, so many people, parties, nightclubs. But then again, these days, even, I guess, people aren't drinking anymore anyway, because it costs too much. So is it as big a problem for the younger generation as it is for me? Because I love a drink, but the next generation, they're not drinking so much. So, and we've already covered that kind of thing in the pub podcast. So I don't know. I mean, I'd love to hear your thoughts and points of view on it. So feel free to leave a comment in the comment section or leave a message of some sort somewhere. I'm on all social media platforms. And if you are a person that has hit that age now where you can no longer go out and have a drink and a good time and it just becomes an absolute nightmare, then I am with you. My brothers and sisters, I am right there with you. We are fallen angels is what we are. We used to go out to the pubs, we used to enlighten and enrich other people's lives by telling stories of wonder and amazement and make them laugh with daily happenings. But now we've been retired to our own houses and work. That's another thing, you'll work a lot more because God knows why that doesn't even make sense, but it's true. In your 30s, you'll drink less, work more, and that will become your life. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts on your hangovers. Tell me about your worst one, your best one. Tell me about the times you've escaped a hangover when you've had lots to drink and thought this is going to be painful tomorrow, and then nothing. Everyone gets that every once in a while too. Haven't had that for quite a while, so I want some sympathy here. But yeah. So next generation, be prepared for that. Okay, enjoy your youth. Enjoy being able to consume alcohol without consequence while you're young, and let me know when it does kick in and you can't tolerate it anymore.